In high school basketball, we have players who are loved by fans and we also have players who are hated by fans. And today, I'm just here to tell you the top 5 most hated players of all time. This is a part 2 to the original video I did and you guys loved it and got over 1,000 likes. And you know my rules, if we get over 1,000 likes on the video, y'all guys love it, so I'm gonna bring you a part 2. So if you want to see a part 3, you know the drill, let's aim for 1,000 likes on this video. And with that being said, let's waste no time and let's get straight into the video. The top 5 most hated high school basketball players of all time. Let's do this. Coming in at number 5 on our list, we have a current high school player who comes in at 6'2", weighing roughly 180 pounds in the class of 2023, and he goes by the name of no other than Mikey Williams. I had to put Mikey on this list for several reasons. On the last video I did, a bunch of y'all commented Mikey needs to be on the list because he's starting to get hate now. And I like Mikey Williams, but you guys are right, he is starting to get a lot of hate. At the beginning of Mikey's career, almost everybody loved him because he was a fan favorite. But it just seems like the older he gets, the less people like him and the cockier he's getting. He really used to be a humble kid, but now he's calling out a lot of players and he's doing a lot of trash talk as well. He's even thrown shots at the #1 overall player DJ Wagner and done a lot of other things to receive this hate. He only comes in at number 5 however because he does get a lot of love as well. And he's just really started to get this hate, so it's not too crazy right now. I really do hope he goes back to his old ways of just playing basketball and not doing any talking and just being a humble kid. If we're being honest with ourselves though, that's probably not going to happen. A lot of people also tend to hate on this guy because he is one of the best players. And if you're the best at anything you do, you're going to get hate. People love to hate on whoever's at top. I mean, look at LeBron. He's one of the best players we've ever seen and he still gets a ton of hate. Some of this hate isn't generated from Mikey himself though. Almost every Hoop Mixtape company loves to post Mikey Williams highlights and people are getting kind of tired of it. So for all those reasons being said, this is why Mikey Williams comes in at number 5 on our list. Coming in at number 4 on our list, we have another suggestion from you guys. Yes, I do read the comments and pay attention. We have no other than Kyrie Walker. This one's really obvious, and if you keep up with high school basketball, you knew he was going to be on this list. I'm not going to try to talk too much about him because I've made a ton of other videos on him, so go check it out. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Long story short, Kyrie Walker was regarded as one of the top players for about 3 to 4 years. And things were looking great for him and he wasn't getting any hate at all. But as he started getting older, he really started to fall in the rankings and he even went from a 5-star to a 4-star recruit. And similar to Mikey, he was at the top, so what do people like to do? They like to hate on you. Mikey hasn't fallen off though, so he hasn't received this much hate, but I think Kyrie Walker has received way more. The reason for that is because he was at the top, and when he fell off, everybody was saying he was overrated. That just wasn't the case though, it's just other people passed him in the rankings. He wasn't necessarily overrated, he was still putting up great numbers in high school. I will say this about Kyrie Walker though, he doesn't start any unnecessary beef like Mikey Williams. He's kind of just stayed in his own lane, so that's why it's kind of questionable why he's even getting all this hate. Or not getting, why he did get all the hate, and even to this day he still receives hate. But it don't matter why or how he gets it, so that's why he's on this list. I wouldn't say he's the humblest person I've ever seen because he does act out on the court occasionally, but that's just basketball, man. You gotta be confident. So with Kyrie being an outstanding high school basketball player and still receiving way too much hate, this is why he comes in at number 4 on our list. The top 3 on this list are very good and very interesting, so let's waste no time. Coming in at number 3 on our list, we have a 6'3", 175-pound point guard in the class of 2017 that goes by the name of no other than Collin Sexton. Collin Sexton was a 5-star recruit and ranked the 7th best overall player in the country. And when he was in high school, he was an absolute beast. He even went from being unranked to a 5-star recruit in within 6 to 8 months. But here's the thing, along with that, he actually took the role of the villain, not the hero. And he's actually most famous for in high school for having the notorious clip of him staring down Penny Hardaway's son. Both of these players were playing at a tournament and they was at the free throw line and Penny Hardaway's son was looking at him and Collin Sexton just turned and stared at him till he looked away. That's a great example of showing who the alpha male is. He is not scared. But Collin Sexton was a fan favorite and his story is really inspiring, so he did get a lot of fans from that. But all throughout his high school career, no matter where he went, he always received chants of being overrated and a ton of stuff like that. And that happens to a lot of players, I get it, but here's the difference with Collin Sexton. Whereas another player would just hear it and play good, Collin Sexton would not only play good, but talk trash to the opposing team and the fans. And this is where he really quickly started to develop a lot of hate from other people. I wouldn't say it was bad hate like Mikey Williams or Kyrie Walker's hate, but it was kind of like jealous and envy hate. People were only hating on him because they honestly wanted to be him. Collin Sexton really thrived off the hate and used it as fuel and motivation though, so it really didn't bother him. And I think he's turned out just fine because he's currently in the NBA and he's doing pretty solid. But I do think he has to come in at number 3 and above our other 2 guys for this reason right here. It wasn't like he'd go to one away game and they would chant and talk trash to him, it was every single one. So with all that being said, this is why Collin Sexton comes in at number 3 on our list. Coming in at number 2 on our list, we have a major throwback. We gotta go all the way back to the class of 2011. And coming in at roughly 6'4", 190 pounds, we have no other than Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers was a 5-star recruit with a 98 overall grade and ranked the 3rd best player in the country. And if you don't live under a rock, you know who this guy is. He's the son of Doc Rivers, who is a very good coach in the NBA. And I know you may think that's not relevant, but it actually is. His father is actually the main reason why he got all of the hate. If you have a father like that, everyone's just going to credit your success to him, and that's exactly what happened to this guy. I really don't understand why this happened though, because all throughout high school, he was regarded as one of the best players out there. It's even been argued that he has the best high school mixtape of all time. And I gotta say, it's definitely in the top 5 or top 10 because he was lethal in high school. None of that really matters though. Why does he come in at number 2 on the list? Let's get into it. Unlike our other 3 players, all of Austin Rivers' hate didn't really even come from him. All the hate, bashing, and critics that got onto Austin Rivers was really uncalled for because all the hate he got was due to the fact that he was the son of a very successful man. I remember when he was in high school, people were saying, oh, once he gets to college, he's not going to be that good. But when he got to college, he was that good. And even when he was doing great in college, people were saying, oh, he's doing fine in college, but when he gets to the NBA, it's over. And although he hasn't been the greatest player and probably hasn't lived up to those expectations, he's had a pretty decent NBA career. Just to be in the NBA over 5 years and be somewhat productive is impressive itself. When he was in high school, he got almost every award out there and he was literally unguardable. He was a McDonald's All-American, named to the Jordan Brand Classic game, and had many other achievements. Very similar to Collin Sexton, he also received hate at every away game. Here's the thing though, Austin Rivers' game was so good you couldn't even hate on his game, you had to hate on other stuff. So oftentimes people would chant daddy's boy and stuff like that. Did it get to him? Not necessarily, because he was still dropping 30 every night. Austin Rivers comes in at number 2 on this list for this reason right here. It wasn't like he was just receiving hate once he got to high school. This guy has been receiving hate his entire life. I'm talking about when he was a kid, middle school, high school, college, and even the NBA. And if I'm keeping it 100 with y'all, he's actually gotten more hate in the NBA. It's just so crazy to me, and I don't even see how he deals with it, but hey, props to him. So with that being said, this is why he comes in at number 2 on our list. Now the moment you guys have all been waiting for, we got the number 1 most hated high school basketball player of all time. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 1 on our top 5 most hated high school basketball players list of all time, we have a 6'5", 193-pound shooting guard out of Wisconsin that goes by the name of no other than Tyler Herro. Tyler was ranked a 4-star recruit and the 30th best overall player in ESPN. And oh yeah, almost forgot to mention he's in the class of 2018. Now pump the brakes before a ton of y'all go to the comment section, just hear me out. I know a lot of y'all are like, yo, how is he number 1? But just listen. Tyler Herro was a fan favorite in college for Kentucky and even in the NBA for Miami Heat. But even though it's looking great for him now, it wasn't looking good at one point. In high school, everybody loved him until he made one drastic decision. Originally, Herro was committed to Wisconsin where everybody in his hometown wanted him to go. But then out of nowhere, he decommitted from Wisconsin and decided to go to Kentucky. And this made a ton of people upset and they took drastic measures to it. There was even one morning when his family woke up at 9:30 a.m. and there was red spray paint all over the ground. And when I mean all over the ground, I mean everywhere. It was on the side of the yard, on the grass, and everything. It was also on the tree branches, and they rolled his yard and also spray painted the toilet paper red. That's pretty insane, so I guess Wisconsin takes their basketball very serious. But just keep listening, it does not stop there and it gets way worse. There were even handwritten letters that were delivered to Tyler Herro's school to his head coach. And well, let's just say they weren't exactly love letters. One of the letters was from a man who said he hopes Tyler Herro gets injured the way that Gordon Hayward did and never plays again. That's pretty gruesome and that's just straight up crazy. I wish I could say that was all, but there's more. After that, he even received death threats. Originally, the death threats started on Twitter, but then they happened in real life. If you guys want the full story on what happened between Tyler Herro and all of this, just drop a comment down below and I'll definitely do some research. There was even one afternoon where Tyler was getting gas and a man walked up to him and said he hopes he gets hit by a truck. And that's just what happened outside of the court. Here's what happened when he went to the games. Fans would bring stuffed animal snakes to all the games because they were calling him a snake. They would also get giant poster boards with Tyler Herro's face on a snake body. And some of those signs even called him a backstabber and a traitor. There's a ton of more, so like I said, if you want to see a video on that, drop a comment down below. I'm not going to go over everything because it would be its own video itself. But you guys get the picture. This man was hated in his own city. And I just want you guys to keep in mind, this was a kid in high school. That is crazy for him to receive that much hate. He also stated in many interviews that his house got egged all the time. The reason he comes in at number 1 on this list is because he got hate at away games and home games. So not only did the opposing fans hate him, his own home fan base hated him as well. I don't care what you guys say, it don't get much worse than that. And obviously things have turned out pretty good for him. He went to Kentucky, balled out, and he's doing great at the NBA. But man, this guy had to go through a lot just to get to where he is today. And with all that being said, and for all those crazy reasons, this is why Tyler Herro comes in at number 1 on our list. Every single one of these players have one thing in common. They're pretty good basketball players, they just receive a lot of hate, and I think there's a reason for that. Like I stated earlier in this video, if you're one of the best players and you're someone at the top, people are gonna hate on you, so just get used to it. But here's the thing, look at almost all these players and almost every single one is very successful. A little inspirational Matt in the building, man. If you're getting hate yourself, I know there's some people out there watching this video and you get hate. I don't know what for, but you are, just listen to this. You can't care what people say or think about you. You just gotta go out there and be yourself. Don't worry about what other people say, just go out there and ball out or do whatever you want to do in life. But yeah, man, that's my little 2 cents. And oh yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers and that is crazy to me. For all you that hit the like button before you even watch the video, man, you guys are real goat. And I got some in real life videos and merch dropping soon at the end of August, so y'all stay tuned for that. Big things are coming. But yeah, man, with all this being said, that's about gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family and hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.